Yo, what's good, family? I'm Dani.B.
And it's your girl, Dani.B.
And it's your boy, DaGator, man. What's poppin', family? How y'all?
And this is the Culture Effect podcast where we bring you content from the culture that affects you. Peace, family. What's good with it? How y'all doing?
Oh, we doing good over here. What about you?
Yes, ma'am.
Bless.
Okay, absolutely. So, check it out, man. This is our first podcast. This is the introduction podcast. And we just here today to give you the introduction of who we are, what this brand is about. You know, it's called Culture Effect for a reason. And I'm just going to go jump right into it and give y'all my story, right? So I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Dani.B, also known as A1. You know what I'm saying? Better known as Asti Adams. But I'm from Las Vegas, like I said, North Las Vegas to be exact, right? And I grew up like the typical African-American male, you know, in the hood, from the hood. You dig what I'm saying? A single parent home, you know, daddy in and out the pen, so on and so forth. And, you know, moms had to work all the time. So I had a lot of free time on my hands. And then my cousins and my uncles now was in the street. So I was heavily influenced by them. You know what I'm saying? So I tended to divulge in criminal activities as a youth, and which got me into a lot of trouble and so on and so forth. But I did pull myself out of that. I started growing mentally and evolving. By the grace of God, I had the chance to evolve because I had a lot of friends and homies and family members that didn't get a chance to make it, didn't get a chance to evolve. So, you know, we praise God for that. And so now that I have evolved, or as I was evolving rather, you know, I ended up, you know, having kids and whatnot, but still was connected to the streets and stuff. But I knew that was a short-term thing because it's only two ways, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the street. It's either jail or death. And death started knocking on my door. It was getting real close, man. And, you know, I was doing stuff I should have been doing and being in places I should have been. Just the typical, like I say, African-American hood tale, bro. And so I eventually started having kids, and I'm like, I got to get myself together, man, for this child. And so, you know, I started educating myself. I was going in and out of jail, never did no penitentiary time, did a lot of county time. So I was educating myself. Every time I go in, I'll read a gang of books. So I end up learning or having a passion for reading. Because when I was younger, you know how niggas, when you young, niggas be like, oh, you reading the book, nigga? Like, it's some crazy stuff. They like, oh, this nigga reading. You feel me? But once I got older, I was like, yo, I love to read. You know what I'm saying? And I started educating myself. So anything that I know, I'm self-taught. You know what I'm saying? From sociology to spirituality, you know, all that. I'm self-taught. And so anyway, back to my story, I end up having children, evolve, and then I got to where I wanted to start a business. I didn't want to work for nobody, you know what I'm saying? It got to the point where I got tired of clocking in, and I wanted something for my kids to be able to have after I'm dead and gone. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So me being an entrepreneur, having an entrepreneur mindset, because my grandfather owned a ranch when I was coming up as a kid. My grandfather owned land, had horses and livestock. So that was always a big influence on me. So I was like, yo, I want to be like my grandpops and own something. And so with that being said, I started creating different brands and different businesses. And I started off, before I met my wife, it was Exodus Apparel, Exodus Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing that, you know, because I used to be a rapper, you dig? And I'm still cold, though, you feel me? I knock all you youngsters down right now. You feel me? But yeah, so I started off with that brand. And I just, you know, I started learning about branding and, I learned about branding and just being able to market myself, you know what I'm saying? And I did that. And so once I met my wife, we got together. She's like-minded like me. And so we got together and we started our first business, which was Heavenly Hut Daycare Services, right? You know, she was doing the actual teacher sessions or whatever, the curriculum with the kids, and I was doing the administrative part. And so we started that, and then after that, we started what is it called? I'm sorry, I forgot. It was a catering business. My bad. It was a catering business called Happily Homemade Catering, and we started that. That was popping, but I wasn't used to the social media at that time, right? I wasn't using any social media. This is like back in like 2013 or something, and I wasn't using any social media. it was just word of mouth. So the businesses died down after, only so many people gonna hear about it if you just telling that person. And so it died down. And so we got out of those ventures, and I ended up starting Exodus clothing line, right? And I started making the t-shirts, which is God Vibes, right? I met my homeboy Tiz. I started God Vibes because he had put me on the apparel game. And he like, yo, get with this apparel, bro. So I revamped Exodus apparel and had the Exodus clothing line or whatever. I was doing that. That was doing good. I had the website. Everything was popping. But as any business person knows, some shit pops, some shit don't. But you got to keep going. And so that led into the culture effect thing. So, excuse me, how it started with the culture effect thing. I always wanted to start like a YouTube page and a podcast. So the podcast came into my mind first. But I said, listen, if I start the podcast, I want to be able to have a platform to put it on. So I created the CultureAffectTV first. And now how I came up with the name was one day I was chilling at the park, running basketball drills with my son. And he was like, we playing and whatnot. He was like, Pops, you see that kid over there? And I looked, and it was a white kid, and he was bumping that Rowdy Rich in the box, or whatever that song called, a box, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, because I'm trying to come up with a name for the YouTube page, and I'm thinking, I'm like, man, our culture, African American culture in America is hip hop, and so I was like, damn, our culture is affecting a lot of people in a lot of ways. You see a lot of white women and men doing the cultural appropriation and wearing, it's jacking our style rather, and which is cool though, you know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I was like, yo, our culture is affecting people. Now, it's a difference between effect with the E and affect with the A. So effect is past tense. That's already done. If it's the effect, this is the effect of coronavirus, right? But affect means it means present tense, right? It's still happening. So our culture is constantly affecting people. And so I came up with the name Culture Effect because I seen that little white kid in the suburbs, bumping hip hop music, singing every word. And that's where we at today, man. So we got the Culture Effect podcast, and then I hollered at my boy Tiz, and then I was like, yo, I need you. And that was that. So Tiz, go ahead, man.
Well, how I met okay. You forgot to tell them how I met you. So the way I met,
go ahead and do it.
The way I met A1 was well, for the listeners who don't know, like I call him A1, not Aten Bay. That's professional. So you know how it go. So the way I met him is like I was in a dark place in my life, and I started doing Uber, and I picked him up on the Uber ride one day. And everybody, I'm a gospel rapper. Everybody know that I'm a gospel rapper. I'm plugged in with Hog Mob and other outlets and everything. So he got in my back seat. So whoever get in my car, right, you're gonna listen to gospel rap no matter what, because I don't vibe with like the new hip hop. Know what I mean? Like I'm from New York, so I'm more of a '90s Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, KRS-One, Nas type of dude. You know what I mean? Rakim and all that. So A1 gets in my car. Boom, I go pick him up. And he listened to my CD and he like, yo, who is that? And I'm like, that's me. He was like,
facts.
That's you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. So boom, we automatically start talking about, he like, but you rapping about God though. I said, yeah, that's what I do. Like I rap about God now. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, do you know this dude named Icy Jones? I'm like, yeah, I know him. He part of my ministry. He part of Hog Mob. So for the people that don't know, Hog Mob, HOGMOB, which stands for Hooked on God Ministry Over Business. I got Hooked on God right there. You see it? Hooked on God.
Yes, sir.
Then I got the mobbing. You see it? Mobbing and MOB. Hooked on God, Hog Mobbing. So anyway, we started chopping it up, and before I dropped him off to his destination, he was like, we exchanged numbers. We like the chemistry and the energy was there off the gate. And I was like, boom. And I prayed for your brother. I don't want to put his business out there, but
don't forget about that. No, that's a pivotal point. Go ahead.
He was like, yo, my brother going through some things. some seriousness. And he was like, yo, can you pray for my brother? I said, you know what? I don't even know this man. I ain't even know A1. You know what I'm saying? Dani.B for the listeners. I ain't even know him. So I said, you know what? I like your energy, dog. I like the chemistry that we created and everything. I added on my Facebook and I put a post up. Yo, pray for my dude, brother. Right.
No, absolutely. That's what you did.
Pray for my dude, brother. It got so many likes. Right.
No, you did, bro. I appreciate
Prayers
that to
up,
this day.
prayers up, prayers up. That's all
Yep.
you see on the
Yep.
post, right? Prayers up,
Yep.
prayers up. Know what I mean? I ain't get no description. I ain't give like I ain't going into details about what's going on. Just yo, where my prayer warrior is at. Pray for him.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Right, like right, A1.
Absolutely.
So everybody started praying for him, and then like I said, we exchanged numbers. Rewind it back. We exchanged numbers, and me and him started chopping it up because he lived directly across the street from me. I
Mhm.
lived in this community. He lived in the community across the street from me, and we started chilling. So, and he came to me one day. He's like, "Yo, your prayers helped my brother, bro." Am I
Word
lying?
to mother. No, word to mother.
He was like, "Yo, your prayers and what you did." He said, "I seen your post on Facebook, and it helped my brother, man. He's doing good. He's doing well." You know what I'm saying? So I said, "Okay." And then me and him started chopping it up. Like I was like, "Dog, you this close? Like we might as well hang out." You know what I'm saying? So we started chopping it up. This was like 2000. I want to say 16, A when we met. What was it?
16. 16.
2016. So
But
5 years.
don't forget
5
to
years.
tell them how you don't forget to tell them how you came up though from childhood.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to take too much time, but like, okay,
For sure.
I'm born. Okay, I just gave y'all a brief description of how I met A1. But me personally, I'm born in New York, upstate New York to be exact. Cause I mean, I stress that. You know what I mean? Because everybody outside of New York State think we just from the five boroughs, which we're not. It's a whole state. Just like anybody go outside of Nevada, they be like, "Oh, I'm from Nevada." "Oh, you from Vegas?" Nah, nigga, it's a whole state. You got Ely, you got Vegas. You know what I'm saying? You got Reno, you got all that.
Reno.
So people gonna point out the major joint. Nah, I'm not from the five boroughs. The five boroughs is like me driving from Vegas to LA. So me driving from Utica to New York is the same amount of time from people drive from Vegas to LA. So anyway, I'm born and raised in New York, upstate. And, my mother raised me in church. You know what I'm saying? I started going crazy. Like I started rebelling. Like probably like 13. Know what I mean? I turned to the streets because I seen my older brother turn to the streets, and he's only 1 year older than me. So I seen him turn to the streets. I mean, stuff started happening, selling drugs, sneaking out, busting guns, shooting. You know what I mean? All that. So I caught my first case at 17 in North Carolina, and I did like 30 days down there, 2 months. It was 30 days or 2 months, I forget. But I caught my first case in North Carolina, then I came home. And it's like every year after 97, I've been in jail. Like for 97, I was in jail 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. 2003 is the only year I never been to jail. But know what I mean? Like, and then I started game banging and stuff. And it was just crazy. Like got shot 2 different times, and it was like it was just crazy. But I've been through like everything that you can imagine. I probably did it. Like no exaggeration, I probably did it. And you know what I mean? For me to come to the West Coast, and people always ask me, how you move to Vegas and don't party, don't do none of that? Because I ain't come over here for that. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So I came over here for a change of atmosphere, a change of lifestyle, and I'm in a party city. This is the city of entertainment. You feel me? This is the city
Absolutely.
of entertainment. And people be looking at me like, you ain't never been to a club? No, nigga, I ain't never been. I stopped clubbing in New York in like 2010. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? So I came over here and I transitioned to gospel rap when I met Seven. And I went on tour with Seven 2014, 15, 16, 17. And you know, I just been on that wave ever since, man. You know what I mean? And I try to keep. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been through trials and tribulations, the ups and downs through since I've been over here since 2014. So I've been through everything. I done seen the good,
Right.
the bad, the ugly, everything. But now I'm at a space in my life where I'm like I'm appreciative. You know what I mean?
Word.
And I'm back to where I know God got me. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, I'm back to it. I'm back getting committed, submitted, and everything, and conforming to the will of God. So it's like, I'm back at it now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when you met me, A1, I was at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
But you know, now I'm back. I'm back to that point. So now we just about to make big things pop, and everything is written, bro. Everything is written. So you know what I'm saying? So everything is written in there. You got your family, I got my family, Dani.B got her family, everything good, man. Everybody's comfortable. But we could do better. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, brother. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so with the culture effect thing, I told Tiz about it. Well, we was already linked in, locked in. And then I hollered at my sister, Dani.B, because, she really good at a lot of things outside of just hosting, but she's a very professional woman. But I'm going to let her tell her story,
Right.
Dani.B.
Well,
So I want to know.
you introducing me. Hold on. Let me say this because this show is about to be crunk and live all the time. Let me reintroduce myself. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Let me reintroduce myself.
Crime Mom.
I like that.
Stilettos Pumps by Crime Mom on Amazon Music.
Let me reintroduce myself.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay, sis. I see you.
She's not playing right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's your
hey,
girl,
hey,
Dani.B, baby.
hey.
Woo! Hey.
Right.
Right?
All right, Alexa. Quit. Hey, look, y'all. Alexa, cancel.
Hey, that's
So,
a dope introduction right there.
I had to
Hey.
bring it up over here because my
Did
shit
you
might
tell
be
Lester to
triggering.
quit? I know you didn't tell Lester to quit.
Oop, I had to tell Alexa to quit because now it's my time. I'm
Oh,
just saying, but I had to come in with it. You know what
No,
I'm
I'm
I
like,
love
saying?
your introduction song, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. So once again, it's your girl, Dani.B. You know what I'm saying? With these two handsome men on here. Just me, my lost oh my God. Grew up Los Angeles. Yeah, I was a cheerleader, which I think I love that more than anything. Being in cheerleading when we was kids, it was me and my sister. You know what I'm saying? We had a blast when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? And then I got into culinary arts, where we catered to the LAPD. We went on trips to San Francisco. Did competitions there. I went to college. I was able to get a couple degrees under the belt there. Um,
Word.
I moved to Florida for a little bit, did that for like 5 years, but I was like, whew, I couldn't do the hurricanes and I couldn't do it. I was like, it's time to go. So I moved to Las Vegas where my mother is and my sisters, my brother. I know him as Asti. Y'all know him as Aten, but I call my brother Asti. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're all here as a family, but I have 4 beautiful children. I been in my career for 10 years. I have a 13-year-old daughter who is a entrepreneur. She wants to become an actor and an actress and a model. Sorry about that. And we just doing the thing. I got one that wants to be a singer, so we trying to get them involved in making sure their dreams come true. I'm starting to build more with my brother here, and we're trying to do more entrepreneur things. So definitely pay attention to this. Look out for us because it's not gonna stop. We only gonna go to the top. Okay. So
Absolutely.
definitely I'll be coming out with a book. So I definitely want you guys to be paying attention to that because I'm going to always talk about the book and when it's going to be released and all that on this podcast. So if you ain't watching, then it means you got out of it. Okay. But with that
Straight
being
up.
said, look, you got two handsome brothers. You got one queen. Let me tell you something.
Queen.
Knowledgeable. You got two
Okay.
handsome brothers, my two kings right here, and you got your queen right here. It's all day. We're a family. We about to get it in. You guys are gonna love it. Topics after topics,
Absolutely.
all kind of stuff. I'll play some music. He'll play some music. He'll play some
Word.
music. Whatever you want to do. But we're gonna let y'all
And
have
then,
fun, okay?
absolutely. And we want to also tell the people, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know, rock with us, you know what I'm saying? Be a part of our movement because we all about the people. Like I say, it's content from the culture that affects you. And we're going to bring y'all all kind of topics, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's reparations, mass shootings, and also too lighthearted stuff, you know what I'm saying? As well as celebrity news, you know, hip hop news. We're gonna encompass all of it. You feel me? So we appreciate y'all for even tuning in right now. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share this, man. And share this. Comment. Let us know what y'all want to see. Let us know, you know, what y'all think about us. You know what I'm saying? Definitely put it out there.
Look, I want to say one thing too. Like, yo, we got content on everything from the culture to the arts to the knowledge to the streets to the music. Yo, we touching on every aspect of life, every base, man. We touching on everything. From the I'm an East Coast dude living on the West Coast, so we definitely gonna touch on the East Coast, West Coast. We gonna go back and forth. We gonna bounce off each other. It's gonna be the difference between growing up. So we can touch on all that. And, man, it's gonna be live, man. Y'all gonna love it, man. Y'all gonna love it, man, because the energy's there. We a family. It's just so much to talk about, man. You know what's crazy? It's so many topics right now, so much going on in this world, and we could go back on to like a couple months ago. We could talk about King Von Dev, Mo 3 Dev. We could talk about Asian hate. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about everything, bro. We could go back all the way to 1968 to Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying?
We doing all that.
It's a lot, man. Y'all gonna learn a lot. Y'all gonna learn a lot from this podcast right here, along with my podcast. And Dani.B can come out with her podcast too, man. So just tune in, man. Just lock yourself in with us. Culture Effect TV. You know what it is, man.
And we want the people to also go ahead, Dani.B.
One more thing you guys are gonna love. We want to make sure you guys are involved in every part of our growth. So if you have topics you want us to discuss, you have a question that you want answered on the show, definitely make sure you are hitting up the avenues of that. So the like, the comment, the sharing, we're going to want to see your comments so we can make sure that we are replying back to you. If you have a question and you want it on the show, we will make sure we get it on the show with your name if you want us to make sure that you are, you know, out there and or unless you want to be
part of it.
Confidential, we'll do it confidential. But if you don't care, we got
you.
Straight up. And that's what it is, man. And you know, we just happy to be here. And like I said, we're gonna give y'all great content. This is a new beginning, man, of something real positive. And we just want to get everybody involved. And this is just not our podcast. This is the community podcast. You dig what I'm saying? We want everybody to be involved. We want y'all to be the producers of this podcast, meaning come and tell us what y'all want us to do. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this for y'all. This is for the culture. This is for the culture in general. African American culture, Asian culture, you know, Irish culture, British culture, Jamaican culture. This is for the culture. This is just for all of us blending and coming together and creating something beautiful. And that's what it is, man. This is the Culture Effect podcast. We want y'all to like, share, and subscribe.
I love this podcast. Like, I love the name, Culture Effect TV, right? And the fact that we stress one thing that we didn't mention out of everything that we talked about tonight, we forgot to mention. We're gonna teach these young black people how to be entrepreneurs. Not entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs. That's what we about to teach.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we all strive for. You know what I mean? Well, you got a business, A1 got a business, I got a business, Dani.B got a business. We're gonna teach you how to do that. Like Dani.B said, you could private message us, you could follow us on Instagram, follow us on the social medias, and you could private message us. If you're in the Vegas area, the local area, we definitely ain't scared to meet face to face. You know what I'm saying? So holler at us, and we got resources and everything. Utilize your resources. You probably know people that I need to meet, and I probably know people that you need to meet. So we trying to teach
Right.
these people how to be young entrepreneurs, black
Absolutely.
entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So we about to teach y'all. You know what I mean?
And
So I
and,
just
and I
want to
also
say
want okay, and I also want to say this as well. Make sure that you guys subscribe, like, and comment because without that, we won't know which direction to go in. So we need y'all help to do that. So that's very important that you hit that like button. So the Facebook algorithm, the YouTube, just do all that. Like us, comment, so we can be legit. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
no, man. Culture Effect TV, man. You know how it go. Huh? We out here, man.
You dig?
You know what I'm
Bang,
saying?
bang, bang. Hey, check
Make
this
sure
out.
y'all tap
Anybody want to
in.
say anything else?
I ain't gotta say nah. I think we set it all, man. Tap in with Culture
I
Effect TV, man.
So check this out. All our social media links will be in the description at the bottom. Yo, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Love, respect, and appreciation. Peace, peace, family.